Let's start with Zach Edey. On a legendary run this tournament, Sunday he put up a career-high 40 points, go along with 16 rebounds in Purdue's win over Tennessee. So Edey's averaging 30 points and 16.3 rebounds per game and is the fourth player in the past 70 years.
In the tournament?
In the NCAA tournament. Fourth player in the past 70 years to average at least 30 and 15 through his first 4 tournament games, joining Wilt, who literally is on every single list known to man, Jerry West, Elvin Hayes. So 7'4", 300 pounds. Edey's projected to be a lottery pick in this year's draft, but a lot of people think that he will struggle to make the transition to the league. So, Gil, I think you are one of those people. You rolling with Zach Edey?
Listen, listen, I don't want to, mess the kids' hopes up, right? Because, he's playing hell of a basketball, but, I'm pretty sure whoever drafts him in the lottery is probably going to get fired within a few years after that draft pick. How he plays the game is not how the game is being played today. So that same player you can find in the second round, so I'm pretty sure he will slip because how is he going to play defense in the NBA now? Right? You only really have 2 matchups, which is Joker, Embiid, and they're going to pull you on the outside. I mean, it's a different game. So unless he can develop a defensive strategy of moving around the perimeter, being switched on, he's just going to be picked on. So to waste a lottery pick on that, I don't see it happening. But, there's stupid general managers out there, so, it could happen.
I think Gil's giving the NBA too much credit and all the stupid-ass coaches. Even though the game has changed, the way he plays, he's what Yao Ming would look like if he went to college, right? So Yao Ming transition, when he did transition, it was a type of game where we wasn't pulling Yao Ming out to guard the 3s and 4s and switches and stuff like that, right? So the only thing Edey need to really be able to do is be able to say, okay, man, he gonna hit this shot on me every now and again. So if you're a guard and you get switched out on Edey, you gotta hit that shit. If not, nigga, it's a good switch.
I'm gonna drive by. He's slow.
I mean, you don't think he's still like an asset?
He's definitely an
Not
asset.
for a
Pick and roll asset. You look at Rudy Gobert, you look at Joker, you look at all the other bigs that's out there. They ain't really that much faster than that nigga like that. It's a big body. You can't teach height.
Yeah.
As a lottery guy that you probably can't use is a waste of a lottery.
The best college player out there.
Facts.
So you gotta pick.
7'4".
It don't even matter about like ability at this point. It's potential and who's the best on the board. Get the best nigga on the board. Especially if you need it. If you need size, you gotta take him.
Lexie, how do you think Zach Edey will translate?
I mean, I haven't watched him a ton, but you said he's 7'4"?
7'4", 300 pounds.
Rudy's 210 pounds. I mean, he's not 300.
Yeah. So. I mean, I just feel like you should give him the opportunity, the chance to be around other NBA players, see NBA coaches with development, depending on where he goes, because some teams have better development coaches than others, but I don't know how many teams are going to pass on 7'4", who's averaging 25 and 12 for the season. Like, that's impressive at his size. I mean, he is big and slow, but there's a lot of big and slow people not putting up 25 and 12.
And he goes to the boards. He gets the rebounds. He's got a nice little jump hook. He got a little game. It ain't Joker game, but he can get you.
But in the right system, who knows what he could turn into. So people passing up. The ones that pass up on him might be the ones getting fired.
Whoever picks him in the lottery is gonna get fired.
I think it depends on what team.
He's gonna be in switch. They're gonna pick and roll him to death. He's gonna be in every pick and roll scenario that's known to offense.
That's like.
And he switches. Take him off the dribble. Take him off the dribble. Take him off the. You got a 7'4" dude sitting at the 3-point line getting taken off the dribble. There's nobody back there blocking shots. So it's like if Shaq played today. Yeah, we see you on offense, but on defense, it's pick and roll, hoping you switch.
You don't think that there's a defensive scheme that they could put together to prevent that from happening?
In the zone, today's game, that's all they're doing is pick and roll until
it wouldn't even matter because we get what we want to get on the other end.
Well, he's not going to play what?
We get what we need.
10, 15 minutes a game?
So why are you, again, 10, 15 minutes a game, why are you picking him in the lottery? Lottery's supposed to be your game changer.
No, it's not.
Not for every team.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Not for every team.
No, because you know who wasn't a game changer?
Want to put some?
Brandon Miller wasn't a game changer.
Scoot
Henderson wasn't a game changer.
They thought he was.
They wasn't.
They thought he was. He's 18.
But they wasn't.
He hasn't. He's 18.
no.
dog.
That's true. 'Cause
man.
how old is this? How old is Edey kid?
21.
Okay, no,
look,
it's not that much older, but
Look,
18 and 21.
regardless, when you pick a motherfucker that can give you some type of advantage,
18 is different than 21.
but 7'4" is different from 6'2".
So you think he's gonna go lottery? You gonna put something on it?
I know he'll go lottery.
What would y'all put
You
on?
don't think he's gonna go lottery?
I've talked to 3 general managers, but
That's-
say I'm
there's
capping.
14
then we can bet.
spots.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a
friendly
gentleman's
wager.
agreement.
Man, listen.
Higher,
Edey
lower.
don't go fucking lottery.
Top 14.
Higher, lower.
They need to blow the whole damn organization up. What are you talking about?
Lottery, they,
Edey? 40 and 16?
they think he's.
And
gonna
don't. I mean, and if they win, if they happen to win the national championship, he's definitely going lottery.
They got him looking like Bobo, that he was projected as a top 5 pick and might slip into the second round. That's
What
what.
was Bobo picked at?
Second round.
46.
Yo.
But they had him as a.
Who
coming
are
into
you
the
going to
draft, they had
pick
him-
in front of Edey? That's the question.
Same people they picked in front of Bobo.
So Bobo 44th
43
Who was in
people.
Bobo's
in the
draft class?
2019 draft.
43 people.
Hey, now
It don't
listen to
matter.
what I'm saying. Who
There's
are
not
you
30
picking out of this class of
How
people
many
who's
people in
playing?
the first round?
A bunch of
30?
eight- a bunch of
30
18.
picks?
30 picks in the first round.
They're not-
Lottery's top 14.
I can't see 30 picks
There's
going
not
by.
13 better players than him.
No, it's true. It ain't nothing about doing but better. Like, if I can't use you, I can't use you.
You
Like,
going to use me? I'm 7'4", 300 pounds.
all right.
So let's talk about an interesting conversation I saw on social from my guy Nate Jones that you brought up as well. Yao Ming, not to compare them to apples, but how would Yao Ming's game translate in this modern NBA?
Very well. He can pass, he can shoot free throws. And he's fucking
Free
7'7".
throws.
You can shoot free throws, you gotta foul me or I'm dunking this bitch. Throw it up, give it to me. Wemby, if Wemby was 300 pounds, what's the difference? Wemby had a handle, he can shoot it.
300 pounds, you can't move. I mean, the only team that can probably use him would probably be what? Grizzlies. Where's the Grizzlies going to be a pick?
Utah, Charlotte, Atlanta.
They're moving too fast for him. Moving too fast.
Do you
they-
think he can work on, drop some weight and work on that foot?
That's what he's going to have to do.
Or they gonna slow the game down for him. Slow it down. If y'all sorry already moving fast, what the fuck are we talking about? Y'all moving fast, you suck. Slow the fucking game down so we can get this big
Switch it up.
Yeah, what the fuck you mean?
What y'all are doing is clearly not working, so you might as well be open-minded to bringing in someone like him.
And I understand what he's saying about certain guys saying I will pass on them, but those are certain GMs. The other motherfuckers getting fired. Y'all dumb. What is y'all talking about?
But Gil, you're saying if a GM takes Edey, they will not.
I'm saying
they will not keep their job.
that general manager would be fired because it's a safe pick. Whoever he is, whoever picks him will be a safe pick. Like when Shane Battier was coming out, there was a safe pick. Like, okay, he has the name accolades. I don't know who to draft right now, so I don't want to take a chance. I'm going to go with the safe pick, right? So he's a safe pick. But in the lottery, if someone takes him 8 and under, and now he's sitting at the age of 21. We're not talking about Scoot. Scoot is 3 years from being 21, right? We're talking about 21 right now. But by the time he's done with his rookie deal, he'll be 25, right? So that means he has to be ready to perform
Right away.
today.
Yep.
So if he's not ready to perform today and you got to give him 2-3 years, that would be considered a bad draft pick. Because most of everybody who's going to be drafted in that time is going to all be 18, 19, 20 maybe.
But you think with this new CBA, and I think it's putting an emphasis on teams building through the draft, should they be prioritizing older players? Like,
It all depends. It all depends on what you have in the system, what your system is. I wouldn't be surprised if a team like Miami picked them. I wouldn't.
they'll get them right.
I don't see Spurs.
They would definitely get him right.
I don't see Spurs.
Twin
picking them.
Towers.
You imagine Wemby and him in the same team?
Think about it. If you were
I don't see like Dallas trying to get some height, but for the most part, if you don't think you can play him 30-something minutes, then it will be a bad draft pick.
If you got a draft pick, you got a draft pick for a reason. Y'all trash.
Everybody got a draft pick.
Y'all trash. Y'all
Lottery
lottery.
pick.
If y'all got a lottery pick, you trash. Like, it ain't even no question. I'm picking a nigga that can come in and give me some hope. You me some hope. Give me something to do, like, give me some kind of bright spot. And think about it. What risk are you taking with Edey to say that I'm going to regret this pick? Who is around after him or before him that you're like, oh, we should have picked him instead of him? Nobody.
It'll be some 18 or 19-year-old.
Next year, maybe.
No, this year.
Even then, who?
Any
You can't
18
even say.
But as I said, any 18, 19-year-old, you got three years. Some guy got 2 years. Like, he's a senior. You know what he is. There's
So
nothing.
if you pick the young one, he doesn't have to be ready to play. But if you pick him, the older one, he got to be ready to play.
He's ready to play.
That doesn't make sense.
Because by time,
Because you're a lottery pick. I feel like if you were a lottery pick, you should be ready to play no matter
Period.
But think about
Whether
it.
you're
When
18 or
Wemby's deal is up, right? When his rookie deal is up, he'd be 21.
what. Right.
He's done already played 3-4 years and turned 21. This guy's 21 right now. So by the time he's over with, it's 25. You see, there's this big gap of learning.
But you talking about Wemby in comparison to everybody else in the draft that ain't no Wemby.
No, I'm just talking about the age. It's the age.
I get it.
21. Name all the 21-year-olds right now. Paulo, Banchero. That's where those are the guys. So he has to be able to come in and perform today.
And what if he does?
Well, if he does, then we.
But he don't though. Just cause it's an age thing, I get like you fixated on the age thing. That shit don't fucking matter. Cause a nigga could be out of the league in 2 years because he was 18 and 20. He get to 20 and it's like, yo, we gave you 2 years to pan out. You didn't. Edey, 21, come in, 4 years of college. Man, we're gonna give you a chance right away. Right away. If you don't give us nothing in the first 2 years, send your ass to the D League. We boom, boom, boom. But if
Now
not,
you wasted a lottery pick. That's 23-year-olds sending them to the G League. You're getting fired.
they all doing it. They should be fired. All of them should be fired. There should only be 2 teams in the NBA then.
How many 23-year-olds in the G League that was drafted? A lot of 23-year-olds that was drafted in the lottery?
Probably, if you look it up.
In the lottery? Not in
You look it up, you probably will find a lot of them
Not
now.
in the lottery.
See the phone out, Gil. What's going on?
Huh?
So what's going on right now?
No, I was just looking at the lottery picks and looking at their age.
Okay, so let me go.
19, 20.
Okay, you got the 21 is not that old.
People say I act like 21 is 35.
Yes, you do.
You do have you are
It's not.
It's not.
Have y'all ever
you are ageist, Gil.
Hold on. Have y'all ever actually did money from an 18-year-old to a 21-year-old and then made them all max players?
Yeah,
No.
but what does it have to do with?
It requires a lot
As
of
a
time.
21-year-old, you're the number one pick. As an 18-year-old, you're the number one pick. And then go from there, right? The 18-year-old, think about it, he's 3 years in front with the same money. So when they stop maxing, he's 3 years in front. So his last max will be at 35, you can max him. At 38, you're not going to max him. You see what I'm saying? So the young kid will make at least 3 years, just 3 years difference, will make in today's game 200 to 400 more million than a 21-year-old.
Well, when you're talking from that perspective, which is the player's perspective, yes, that makes sense. But we were talking about from.
General managers have.
So wouldn't you want to pick the older player to get more out of him and then not have to pay?
Well, no, what I'm saying is
Exactly.
a general manager has this. He has height, weight, age, hand span. That's it. He don't care about how much you average. They have your age there.
Right.
That's because I can build my future off of this person this long.
That's
right. When you look
it,
about,
though.
what was it, Michael Carter Williams? Rookie of the year. He came in at 21. Rookie of the year. Following year, we're going to go younger. I'd rather get an 8. You're 21. You're not competing to the age of where everyone else is competing. Yeah, you won Rookie of the Year.
It's not his fault.
You won Rookie of the Year. Cool. But everybody you're competing with is 18. So if you're not 21, we're going to move on. So they traded him and went younger.
All of these GMs he's giving credit to. Passed on Joker. Passed on Luka. Passed on Greek.
How did they pass on Luka? Luka was the third pick. Second pick, what? Right?
No.
He's the third pick in the draft?
Just Vladdy. Just Vladdy.
All of this metrics that they're
There's still
using.
2 teams that didn't pick him.
The metrics.
They thought, they thought he was slow, but he was 18 years old.
Yeah, but the metrics you're using is the metrics they've been going
He's
by for
18.
all these years. And that's why the league is in shambles of where it's at right now, because they've been making all these badass picks based on these metrics of age and width and all that. Instead of just picking the guy, hey, is he good enough to play In the NBA right now?
That's what they did. They picked a guy who was good enough to play. Aiden and Bagley. They thought them was the dude.
Obviously, they wasn't good enough
Obviously,
to play. If they got picked by the wrong team and the team didn't want to play them.
Who was coming out? Who was the best player in college? The two best players in college?
Wiseman didn't play with the fucking Golden State Warriors.
Who was the two best players in college?
When?
Aiden and Bagley.
Bagley was up there.
What's wrong with those two players?
And Trae Young.
What's wrong with them?
Dallas metrics seen Luka and said, oh shit, we need him. What we've seen from him, his age, we want him.
So
and
it had nothing to do with all the shit you was talking about.
Yes, his
and
height.
it hasn't led to any championships.
It ain't led to nothing.
It's led to Luka being amazing,
And I
but it hasn't led.
I get to sell tickets.
Well, exactly. So what is
I'm the owner.
what is your
I'm the
measurement of success?
Because Edey can sell tickets too. He's 7'4". He got a whole fan base. He got an Asian community.
So his Aiden, the problem is his Aiden is the two dudes that went before Luka.
Yeah.
His Aiden is the two dudes that went before Luka.
What you mean, Mike? What you mean?
Wait.
The best college player.
Oh, Edey.
Edey.
Okay,
Zach.
I'm thinking, I'm like, who the fuck is Aiden?
Like,
Luka is
you said Edey is who?
Edey is Bagley and the what's the name? They're the best two players in college.
Okay, but
and you
they're
see how they're
young.
considered busts.
Right? Wasn't
No, they're not considered busts.
They're old.
Bagley was a freshman.
21. He was
and done,
22.
right?
Yes.
He was a double holdback.
He
He reclassed back to one holdback.
So how old was he when he
21.
got drafted?
It was 20.
One.
And then how old was A?
Trev, why you
21.
You gotta move on the stats, man, because you gotta let this man just cap all day, man.
I mean,
Don't just let this man cap all
Sierra
day.
Canyon's right here, bro.
Come
So
on, man.
I know the real age.
How old is
I
the
can
man?
tell you that he came from Arizona. They paid him $200,000 to come here, and then
Allegedly.
allegedly paid him $200,000 to get there too. So do we really?
But he did 1 year of
I'm
college.
spilling all the tea, Gil.
It was a beautiful house, beautiful. But I'm saying,
I'm just saying you should pick.
Who they get packed up by? Bishop Montgomery?
Age.
They got packed up by Bishop Montgomery. I think I was at that.
I don't know. I think this whole age talk is.
It's nonsense. It's nonsense.
All right, well, let's keep
Then
this.
you're making the league younger and unexperienced.
And then you complain about it.
Based on
Who
money
complaining?
and bags and
Everybody.
shit.
no, who's complaining?
They just stopped the whole G League at night.
But is the owners complaining?
The fucking Adam
It's the
Silver's like,
owners.
yo, this shit is
But
some
Gil,
bullshit.
you keep flip flopping
Can I ask
point
you?
of views.
Are the owners complaining about
You
the
talking
age?
about from
Is
a
the
GM
owners?
point of view sometimes, and you talk about the owners
No, what I'm
sometimes,
saying is
you talk about from the players.
the general manager and the owners. Have you heard them complain about anything? No. It's media's complaining.
They pockets complaining because
It's
it ain't
me-
converting.
Who are?
Because the motherfuckers
Them
that you
tickets-
picking that's
them
so
tickets-
young ain't selling tickets because they ain't got no fucking fan base. You came from fucking
Dallas don't play no defense, right?
Asar and a man.
defense.
Amen
No, but
and
I'm saying,
Asar.
they
Do
don't
they
play-
have a fan base, Amen and Asar?
I don't know.
They came from OTE. They don't have people coming to see them.
Nope.
You know why?
Why?
Because they don't have a fucking fan base.
Oh, why they don't have a fan base in
Because they didn't go to college. Nobody knows them. Nobody knows them. Edey went 4 years in Perdue. It's like we're familiar with this big 7'4" nigga.
Every kid that came out of high school back in the day had a fan base from all high school
It
kids.
has to convert. over.
LaMelo had a fan base. He never went to college. So what are you
It
talking
has to, because he was one of one. That's his name. He says, I'm one of one.
Yeah, we got to stop using these.
Kobe,
Shout out LeVar Ball.
Kevin
Gotta
Durant,
stop using these.
Kobe, Kevin Garnett.
The unicorn. He's using the unicorn.
I'm using
niggas.
LeBron
He's a
James. I'm using
unicorn.
every number one pick.
No.
If you're the biggest thing in high school and you get drafted, you have all of high school.
I'm talking about the other guys, not the number one pick.
What
I'm
other
talking about the other guys that
What other
didn't
guys?
have the Amen and Asar, Scoot. All of these guys didn't have the fan base to convert over. That's why they struggling. That's why the league is.
Oh,
like
they're
this.
struggling because they don't have a fan base. I thought it was because they.
I thought you said
I thought it was the
about ticket
basketball
sales,
game.
though. You just
I
said
thought it
it's
was the
about ticket
basketball
sales.
game.
It's about ticket
I
sales.
thought it was the basketball game.
You keep changing your hat. You keep changing
That's
your
called
hat.
moving the goalposts, Lex. He moves
Sometimes
it.
you make points from an owner's perspective. Sometimes you make
Okay,
points from a player's
what am I
perspective.
switching on? I've
When you're
said,
talking about
as the
the-
owner and the general manager, I want younger.
Why?
Now, what have I changed? When have I said anything different?
Because you're talking about how when you have to max them out, you don't make as much money if you come in older, right?
Yes.
But that's from the perspective of the player. Like, so obviously I want to go younger because I want to make more money.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get a good player at an old age, wouldn't you want them to come in older so you don't have to pay them all that money?
Pay them more money.
See, that's you. You're saying that, not me. So I'm not flip flopping. That's what you're. That's the
proving
narrative.
the point. She's
That's
proving
the
your
narrative
point,
she
though.
wants. I'm saying it's easier to sell kids to kids. So if I get a guy that's 18, 19 years old, I can sell the shit out of this kid.
You don't consider 20 and 21 a kid?
But that's
That's
not accurate, Gil, because you're not selling Scoot
18
to
is a-
kids. Scoot's not being sold to kids.
Because he's not performing. But he's still.
You just said I'm trying to sell kids to kids. It's not
But
working.
we still have more years because he's young. What are you talking about?
Ticket sales are not converting. We're losing. We're in the red right now because we made a dumbass investment.
So trade him at 20 years old.
Why not? Or send his ass back to the fucking G League Ignite.
And on that note, let's keep this thing
Can't,
moving and
doesn't
shaking.
exist anymore.
Let's keep it moving.